Hey guys, this is God of Politics, and welcome to a brand new video. But before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also join the Discord that is linked down in the description. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a video that I've done twice before, which is the 2020 election based entirely off of polling data. Now I'm doing the video now because we've seen actually an uptick in Joe Biden's numbers, and I'm going to be seeing how that translates to the electoral map based on the RCP averages here that you can see from this electoral map if you click on each state. As for the AppMS map that's over here, I filled in all these safe states plus some states that don't really have any recent polling data or reliable polling data. Those states include Colorado, Minnesota, Nebraska's 2nd District, Maine's 2nd District, and Maine at large here. And so we're just going to go through these 15 swing states here and seeing what the polling data says about how these states would go. So starting off first with the state of Nevada, it has Biden winning the state by 4 percentage points, which would put the state in a lean margin for Joe Biden here. The next state is going to be the state of Arizona. Arizona is a state that's been trending blue for quite a while. The polls were actually very accurate in 2016, and currently the polling data is showing Biden up by 3.4 percentage points here. So that's going to actually push it into the lean Democratic column here. We just put that in lean. The next state we'll be going to is the state of New Mexico. I would have just put this state as a likely or safe Democratic state, but we actually did a new poll today from PPP, which, it's PPP. It's usually skewed Democratic a couple points, but it does have Biden up by 14 points. So if we're basing it off of the polling data there, that would put it in the safe margin. So the next state is going to be the state of Texas. Texas is a state that actually underperformed Democrats in terms of polling in 2016, and the polling data right now has Donald Trump up by 1.5 percentage points, which would actually push this state into the tilt margin, which would be a historic result. If Donald Trump wins by 1.5, that'd be a 7.5 point swing to the Democratic column, which would be pretty historic because it trended 7 points red or something like that, 7 points blue or something like that from 2012 to 2016 as well. The next state will go down south here to Georgia. There was a new poll that came out today, which has not been put in yet, would actually show Biden up by 2 points. On top of these polls that have Trump up by 7.5. So I'm actually going to put this in the lean column just because of that, because there actually was a new poll today that just has not been put in yet. And so once that polling data is put in, I do believe that it will go down to a lean margin, also because of the fact that some of that polling data is quite old as well. It's from before Biden was doing a lot better in the polls. So I am going to put this state in the lean margin just because that polling data has not been put in yet. The next state is the state of Florida, a state that's bound to incumbents a lot, which has Biden up by 3.4. There was a new poll that came out today showing Biden up by 10 percentage points. I don't think he's going to win the state by 10 percentage points. It has not been put in yet here either, but it does have Biden up by 3.4 percentage points here. So if we do that, that's going to put Florida at a lean Democratic state here. The next state will go up north a little bit. Here is the state of North Carolina. North Carolina is a state that Romney flipped in 2012. And Romney did flip, and currently the polls have Trump up by 0.3 percentage points here, which would put this at the tilt Republican column here. The next state just north of that is Virginia, a state that's trended heavily blue because of those Nova counties up north there, which currently has Biden up by 9.7 percentage points here. But, I would put this in the safe column because the polling data that is included here is back from February. So I am going to put this in the safe column here. But actually, no, I'll put it in the likely column just because we want to be legit based off of the RCP averages. So the RCP average does have it at a likely margin there. The next state that we'll be going up to is the state of New Hampshire here. New Hampshire is a state that has Biden up by 4.6 percentage points here, so that would put it in the lean margin, almost in the likely margin, but it would be in the lean margin regardless. Then we'll go to Ohio and Iowa next before we get to those final three states that everybody talks about the most. First of all, with the state of Iowa, which is actually quite interesting, has Trump up by only 0.5 percentage points here. There was a new Fox News poll showing Biden up by 2, which does usually skew Democratic a little bit, and the Iowa polls were quite off in 2016. But it does have Trump winning by 0.5 percentage point. So we're going to put that in the tilt Republican column. If that actually is the result, that would be quite a bad result for Donald Trump there. And we can see on the AppMS map here that Biden's already at 272 electoral votes without even winning any of those 3 states yet, any of those Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania states yet. As for Iowa, polls that did overestimate Hillary Clinton a lot, the Des Moines Register poll came out today with Biden only up by 1. This is the the gold standard of polls, and that's actually quite interesting. So it does only have Trump up by 1.5 here, which would put it in the tilt margin there. So Trump at 220, Biden at 272 here. Now we get into those 3 states here. First, the state of Wisconsin here, which shows Biden up by 4 percentage points. It's obviously been skewed heavily left of that after that Fox News came out showing Biden up by 9, but it would be in the lean margin regardless. So that's going to be quite an interesting result if that actually happened. But Wisconsin, the polls were more off than any other state in terms of the margin. So that was quite interesting. The next state is actually Michigan. We had a new poll coming out. Actually, we haven't had any polls coming out recently, but there was a new poll that came out today showing Biden up by, I believe it was 13 points in the state of Michigan. And so I'm not going to put it in a safe margin yet, just because of the fact that it hasn't been put in here, and it might go in a safe margin, it might not, but we will put it in a likely margin purely because of the fact that Michigan is a state Donald Trump barely won in 2016, and it's a state he's almost given up on in 2020, and so that's quite an interesting result there to see. The next state and the final state is going to be the state of Pennsylvania. We had the most recent poll showed Trump up by 4, but again, that was a very weird poll. It had, Biden up by 2 in Florida, up 9. It had Biden up by 2 in Florida, up 2 in North Carolina, but down in Pennsylvania, which is quite odd to me. But the polling data still does have Biden up by 3.3 percentage points, which would put that in the lean column here. And so this is the overall result here. Joe Biden and the Democrats reaching 318 electoral votes. Donald Trump, the incumbent president, and Vice President Mike Pence would get 220 electoral votes according to the polling data. And, if you're looking at this map, it could even be better for Democrats. If you're doing, best case scenario, Democrats could win Iowa, Ohio, North Carolina, Texas, Georgia, according to the polls. And then, they're at 411 electoral votes. Obviously, that's not going to happen there. But that is quite interesting to see that based on the polls, Republicans are doing very bad. In a good scenario for Republicans, they could, Pennsylvania's close enough, they could flip that. Arizona's close enough, maybe they could flip that. And then Florida's close enough, they could maybe flip that. That would be kind of their only scenario based on this map of the polling. But, Donald Trump does still have a path to win. He's not doing very well right now. He's actually doing very poorly right now. But he does have a chance to come back. Many people are saying that, and I agree with that. He does have a clear chance to come back here. And so actually, we'll just keep watching it as we go along. I'll do a couple more of these videos just to kind of give an update on the polling data, how it trends for state electoral map. But this is my map right now. 318 electoral votes for Joe Biden, 220 electoral votes for Donald Trump. So thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, join the Discord that is linked down in the description. So thank you all for watching, guys, and I will see you guys later.